All right, so these guys here, TOZO, sent this smartwatch, and I'm a fan. You guys know I'm a fan of smartwatches that are circular. I like circular watches. I like that style, which this is. Now I'm curious to see how edge to edge it is. But today what we're going to do is look at this AcuFit GT. I'm actually we're going to take it out of the box just to kind of look at it. Then I'm going to set it up off camera, and I'm going to wear it for the next couple of days because I'm going away for 4 or 5 days while I'm filming this. So instead of me having to bring an Apple Watch charger, my hope is that this will last the 4 or 5 days for sure. And then when I come back, I'll finish the video, and you guys will be able to get an idea of what I think. Anyways, this is the box. This is the box here, and I have a knife somewhere. Yep. So let's just crack this open. Okay. And TOZO. Now I did a review of one of their little Bluetooth speakers, and again, you know what? Budget-wise, it was better than I expected, to be honest with you. So my hope is the same kind of with this. And what we're gonna do is that's laid out really nice. You know, function buttons. There's gonna be your strap right there. It's gonna have your USB-A to its magnetic charger, and then there's the user manual inside. There's all laid out quite nice. I'm gonna say quite nice. And look at that. It even comes with a little foamy thing that it sits on. Function buttons, press to return, sport button. Now let's just see what the band looks like, because I'm going to leave the other stuff in the box because, well, I don't need them right now. Well, I may need a charger, but you get what I'm saying. Anyways, let's do this because the band is important to see. Let's just do that. So it's a pretty standard silicone band. It does look like it has your standard, like just normal watch connectors, which is probably good for those of you that are just like, I just want to be able to use, you know, one of my already have watch bands, watch straps. So you shouldn't have to buy anything like that's specific to this. And this has a nice little just kind of pull off. Sweet deal. That is, you know what? I love it. It's just traditional. And it does seem to have, you guys may be able to see it in the reflection right there. It is fairly edge to edge. Not, well, more so again than I thought. See the little white lines around it? The little like 5-minute markers? That's where the screen kind of ends, is where those white markers start. So pretty decent. This, of course, is going to go on. I'm guessing this goes on this way. Does it have? Yeah, it has that little thing in the bottom. So that's all right. I'll just put this on, and you guys be patient. All right, there we go. I already got it all smudged up. Right, all smudged up. There we go. That's looking pretty. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so I'm gonna take off this thing. My Apple Watch, I'll be honest with you, I don't even get a day anymore. I gotta either go get a new battery replaced in it or something. But I like the fact that it looks like it has a decent size watch face for sure. Again, the band is nice. I like the band. That's a win. And that looks stylish. That looks stylish for sure. I'm just going to put all this stuff back here because I don't think I need any of that right now. So much stuff, you know. Great. I'm just going to fold that up, whatever. That's just going to go in there. Fine. And then keep that safe. I wonder if this has power. Without actually looking, let's just see if it has any kind of like go through a setup phase. Oh, TOZO. Screen brightness, pretty decent for default. English. QR code. All right. Anyways, I left my phone upstairs. I'm going to go through the setup with this, and then I'm going to wear it for the next 4 or 5 days for sure, or maybe till the battery dies. and we will continue the video once that time is up. Okay, so I've been wearing this watch now, this TOZO AcuFit GT, and I'd love to say I've been wearing it for a week, and it's been, today is day 6, and you'll see the battery now is at 1%. I had to put it on the charger because it died, and you'd be like, oh, 6 days, that's pretty good, and that would be a true fact. It would be good, except for the fact that at day 3 I had to charge them again. So in my wearing usage, and I didn't do any exercise kind of stuff with it. I had the heart rate set at like all the time heart rate, so it's constantly monitoring. That's probably a big battery draw. I had the screen brightness set at 3 out of 5 because 2 I found too dark, 4 and 5 were like really bright, which was great. But I tried to find the sweet spot, so I went to 3. So that was that. And then other than that, the only other thing that I changed in the menu is that the screen wake up time. So when you click this button, the default was 5 seconds. So it would stay, and I actually changed it up to 10 seconds just to try it and see what I thought of it. So 10 seconds for me was good. I'm going to see if I can turn this on now. I'm hoping that it'll have enough power to turn on. I don't know if that's necessarily true, if it needs more stuff, right? If it has to get further along. I'm only at 2%. It does charge fairly fast, I have to say. You know, like it probably only took like an hour and a half to charge it completely. And I don't know if this needs to go a little further to get a charge in it. We'll let that go. So I would like to have seen maybe battery life go a little bit further, but I do have to say 3 days, definitely better than my Apple Watch is getting, but it doesn't do as much as my Apple Watch, so just kind of be aware of that, or some of the flagship, Android watches. I have to say, though, I actually got a fair bit of compliments on it. I actually had people come up to me and asking, hey, what watch is that? And I don't usually get that, because if you have an Apple Watch, they know. But they saw this, and yeah, I had like maybe three people come up over the last week and be like, oh, I like your watch. And I was like, well, that's nice. So that's good. If you look at the functionality of the watch, and this is the app, it's this TOZO Wear. Again, I don't know if it'll connect to it because there's not much there. Yeah, it just connected. So data syncing. It feels like an app. Like the app itself is decent for sure. Like it does. You can move around in the app okay. Everything seems to be laid out okay. You can do your updates, right? I can click on here. I can change my dials. There's a wake gesture, right? Brightness settings, sound settings, notifications. You can go in here and choose what apps and stuff like that you want to have notifications. There's a health monitoring. So you'll actually see I have that continuous heart rate monitoring turned on. They do have a heart rate monitor, so you can set the highs and the lows. If your heart rate breaks X or is it under X, then it'll warn you. If you want long sleep periods, things like that. Weather settings for your device, find device, sports mode selection, frequent contacts, device language, etc., etc. Plus you have your Me section, which allows you to set things like your weekly reports, your targets, your preferences. A lot of your preferences will actually be in regards to things like, are you using Imperial, are you using metric, etc., etc. If you go into preferences here, right, you can actually set out your height is in centimeters, my body weight is in kilograms, my distance is kilometers, temperature is Celsius, time is 12 hour, not a 24 hour. I'm wearing it on the right hand. That's not right. I wear it on my left hand. I don't think that'll change anything. Sleep and sleep end, right? You can set those so that the screen doesn't just kind of wake up during certain times. And then it has things like about and all that, right? Exercise, very cool. It uses the GPS. So if you have your GPS here, it will use that to sync with the phone. If you start the exercise from the phone, if you start it from the watch itself, I don't believe that it does that. And then, of course, you have your health. So if you are doing an exercise or you have it on, you'll be able to see your heart rate and heart rate variability and your sleep and your steps and exercise records and right? So like the app itself is good. Now there are a few things missing. Like it has this wake gesture, which again is cool, right? This should be able to start at some point, right? Wake gesture, and but it doesn't have not that I can find. It doesn't have a raise to wake. You know, the standard which like every watch has, like that boom. So I'd find myself being like trying it, and I'd end up just hitting the button on the dial to get the watch to start. Big deal? No, not at all. Notifications came through all the time. The vibration, I had it set to medium, I think it was, and I could feel vibrations. The volume I actually ended up turning off because I had so many notifications coming through that it was just getting annoying. And even on my other watches, I always turned the notification sounds and all that off. So I did it on this as well. Watch band was good. It didn't irritate my skin or anything like that. You know, good length. It should be able to be used by most people. I can't see why not. Again, I love the circular style of this watch, and even though it's not an edge-to-edge design, they have it is still a fairly big screen, which is good. You guys can maybe see it, right? You only get a little bit of edge that's there, and they were nice enough to kind of design that area with the little 5-minute markers, which is cool. You can go in, this bottom button here is for your exercises, so you can go into the phone app itself or the watch app and adjust and add different watch or exercises if you so choose. If the one that you actually want to do is not there, you can do that. If the one that you do want is there, cool, or you can remove it or whatever, right? So positives is a good looking watch, 100% good looking watch. Love the big screen, plenty of brightness on the screen. It seems to track everything well, like heart rate tracks well. Put it up against my Apple Watch. It got, within 1 or 2 beats of the Apple Watch. So I'd say that's good. It was able to do weather and exercises if you so choose. The only downfall for me, downside, is the raise to wake. And that may not be a big thing. Maybe you don't care. Or maybe it's there. Maybe there's a gesture on there that I'm just not aware of to get it. Maybe you tap it. I don't know, right? Right, something like that. For a watch that has I don't want to say it's a limited functionality, but a little limited functionality in regards to what it actually does. But I would like to have seen more than 2.5 to 3 days. Maybe that's just because I have had watches that give me 7 to 10 days, right? That do the same stuff as this one, maybe a little bit more, but they don't look as good. So if you are someone that the look is important, like this has a really nice look. It doesn't look like a budget watch by any means. It looks like it's got some value to it, which I really like. The I don't know what you want to call that. It's kind of like that space gray, black kind of edging on the side. The buttons feel decent, right? Both buttons feel solid. The magnet on the bottom for charging feels solid. It attaches good. You get a nice icon here, as you can see, for charging. So that's okay. My hope was that I was going to be able to get 7 days or so out of a charge with this, which means I could take it on my trip and only have to charge my watch once every week. But that's not the case. So I think I'm going to go to a traditional watch and just use one that's solar powered. Other than that, you know what? It's good. It's fine. It does its job. I think if you're looking for like a little more, you don't want to spend Apple Watch money on a watch. And you don't need all the bells and whistles that come with a watch like that, then this is good. It's really more of a smartwatch fitness tracker, I would say. But yeah, it's good. The only thing it doesn't have is like a microphone, so you can't receive phone calls and stuff like that on it. Not that I'm aware. I want to say it doesn't. I'm not 100% sure because I don't get a lot of phone calls. All right, guys, I will put links down below to TOZO. You guys can go check out the AcuFit GT, see what the pricing is, and if you're interested in it, you can pick it up there because that's why they have a store. Yep. All right, guys, that's it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys next video. Later.